As you can see by the existence of this video, I'm not off covering Salt Lake Comic-Con fan experience. That title gonna get any longer? Main reason is that covering Comic-Con last time was just way too brutal, put me a bit behind on my schoolwork, and given that I'm in the last semester of college, that kind of needs to take priority. So yeah, instead of talking about something nerdy, let's take a look at a chick flick. Now, I've stated in the past that film critics and cinephiles in general are well aware of demographics. And that said, I can pretty much clearly, without any doubt, say that I am not part of the target audience for this film. However, that doesn't mean that I didn't get at least some enjoyment out of it. I mean, I did have some low expectations going in, but that was mostly attached to the fact that it stars Cameron Diaz, and the only other film that I've seen her in during my time as a film critic was The Counselor. So yeah, I didn't really have high expectations going in. One thing I do have to mention is that this film does take quite a while to really get going, because I mean, there were a lot of jokes that other people in the audience were laughing at that I just couldn't quite get into because the film was just taking a really long time to really, get good. That's the best way I can describe it. It was after kind of the turning point. I'm not sure if it would be the start of the second act or partway during the first act or whatever, but it's kind of a case that there's kind of like a midway point where it actually starts getting really funny that I found myself laughing at some of the jokes during the film. That said, this film is actually addled with quite a few cliches, and I'm talking like drinking game levels of cliches. I mean, to give you a general idea, there are actually I counted three bonding montages. It was actually kind of silly. It wasn't so groan-inducing like it was at the beginning of the film as you started seeing more of the funny jokes, but it is definitely something to be aware of if you're not expecting that sort of thing and that's what you basically see. So yeah, quite a few cliches. The bonding montage is one of them. There are a few others, but my memory of the film's kind of fuzzy given that I'm shooting this the day after I saw it. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say about the film because really, it's a decently produced comedy meant for women, actually had some pretty good jokes towards the end, so that's all I can really say. Yes, there could have been some stuff that could have been trimmed out, or some things could have been sped up, but for a film that was already as fast-paced as this was in terms of kind of bouncing through a lot of the stuff that most films would spend like an entire separate movie establishing, it's an okay film. It's just not the kind of film I would necessarily recommend for guys. This one's definitely for women, so if you're looking for a film to watch for a girls' night out, then this is probably a good choice. Is it worth seeing in theaters? Well, probably not at full price. I wouldn't see this film at full price if I was paying for it. Probably best to wait till it comes to the dollar theater. That way, if you want to have a girls' night out on the cheap, well, then it'll be on the cheap. That said, I give The Other Woman a 3.5 out of 5. So that's it for this episode of Romney's Reviews. Tune in next time for my review of Transcendence. And yes, I know it would be kind of late, but, well, beggars can't really be choosers when it comes to what films you get to see for free. So, yeah, that disclaimer out of the way, I'll see you all next time.